Well, hey folks, it's Real Honesty with John Rithlins, my review of Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor 2018 pay-per-view. Yes, I ordered and watched a Ring of Honor pay-per-view live. Nothing against Ring of Honor, I actually love it when I'm able to see it, but I'm not able to review it live due to the fact that I'm always busy. So sometimes I'll watch the stuff, I'll watch it like on Fight TV and stuff like that. And so I'm not able to keep up on the TV and the pay-per-views, but what I've seen has usually been pretty damn awesome. The talent from top to bottom delivers really, really good matches. And the crowds are usually pretty damn passionate. And we'll talk about the crowd a little bit later at this event. But, so casual viewers, so apologies if I don't know everything about all the, ins and outs of a lot of these feuds. Check out WWE NXT Guy's Twitter page. He will have a link for his Death Before Dishonor review for his YouTube channel. He does some really good stuff, so check out that. But anyway, let's get cracking on with this. Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman on commentary. They did very well. Nick Aldis actually joined commentary a little bit later in the 10-man tag because he's got a match with Cody coming up, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Opening match is a 7-match card. Kenny King versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Jushin Thunder Liger, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Number 4 on my favorite wrestlers of all time, actually, right behind Eddie Guerrero, Randy Savage, and Bret Hart. Liger is pretty much one of the main guys that got me into Japanese wrestling at a very early age. Liger's still so good even in his 50s. Kenny King with great heel work and also working on the back of Liger after ramming him into the, into the ring apron. That was some really good stuff. Seemed like Liger was legit hurt. I hope he was just really selling. It seemed like maybe they slowed down the match just a bit before that, or because of that. Big superplex by Liger. Though it seems like he hurt his back some more. There was an attempt at a handshake and stuff like that. Like Kenny King was like shaking his hand because a little bit later, after working on the back, Liger suddenly couldn't stand up. Referee's checking on him and everything. Kenny King's like, yeah, okay, I'll do this. Shakes his hand, then hits a spine buster, 1, 2, 3. And Kenny King, with some great heel work, gets a victory over Jushin Thunder Liger. Kenny King has been on the rise in this stint that he's had in Ring of Honor. He may possibly get a shot against Jay Lethal very, very soon. That seemed to be what the announcers were alluding to. This was a fun opening match. You're not going to have Liger getting too many victories in a lot of these singles matches, especially at his age. He understands it's about putting people over and having some really good matches at this point. And he's a legend. He can take this kind of loss. Him putting over someone like Kenny King actually really does help Kenny King here. So it wasn't a great match, but it was a fun opening match. It was decent enough for what it was. And a nice selling by Liger with his back. Hopefully he was selling and it's not a terrible injury. And Kenny King doing heel work really did add some nice spices and kick off the show right. I do want to point out that at times the crowd seemed kind of muted. Like sometimes they were pretty on fire for some matches. But a lot of it, and what I saw was some crowd shots, and I forgot the name of the person who sent me some tweets about like shots that they saw of the crowd. It looked like the arena was only about half full, which is a bit disappointing. Because you hear about Ring of Honor being really, really on fire. I was really hoping that arena would at least be mostly sold out, but who knows? I mean, I'm not here to knock the fans. I'm just a bit surprised with Ring of Honor being on the rise that arena wasn't a little bit fuller. However, there were times the crowd was on fire, like for this next match. For the ROH Tag Team titles, the Briscoes as the champions versus SoCal Uncensored, mainly the Addiction, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels with Scorpio Sky at ringside. And this was a very fun match, as you would expect. The Addiction were very, very over. Well, SoCal Uncensored, because there were a lot of SCU chants. Daniels is just so damn good, and the guy's in his mid-40s, approaching 50. The guy's still really damn good. Kazarian, I think, is 40, 41. He's still really good. And the Briscoes are great heels. I will say that much. I'm not the biggest fan of the Briscoes. I just never been, but I can certainly see why people like them. There was some great double teaming, as you would expect, with Daniels and Kazarian having known each other and worked well with each other in Ring of Honor, and also when they worked in what at the time was TNA, now Impact Wrestling. There was some teasing with the chairs, and then outside action, and that's where the Briscoes were in their wheelhouse, and there were some nice guardrail spots, and just hard hits on the floor. Great combo DDT stunner by Kazarian. And there were a lot of really, really good combinations here. It did look like Kazarian got busted open at one point. Before that, there was a nice dive by Daniels over the ring post. I mean, really, really good stuff. Like that could have ended so damn badly if it wasn't done by somebody as skilled as Daniels. But the spot where Kazarian got his head busted open, it either happened right before or right during the spot where the chair was sitting up, and you had a back suplex on the chair outside. And then Kazarian was being attended to. Scorpio Sky was checking on him. So Daniels had to be, the one guy against the Briscoes. Almost got the victory, but then, of course, you had a lot of double teaming, and the Briscoes eventually got the win, as you would expect. And they kept telling this story during commentary about how, the Addiction needed to get the tag titles, or otherwise, when their contract's up, they might not be part of Ring of Honor. That'd be disappointing. I mean, I'm sure it's just for storyline. At least I hope it is. But wins and losses do matter in Ring of Honor, and championships do matter. That is one thing that I do appreciate about the Ring of Honor product. So it was a nice way to put it over, where maybe they'll capture the titles at a pay-per-view in November, maybe even December. But good enough match. It did tell a nice story of like cutting the ring off and everything, and the Briscoes using the numbers advantage once Kazarian was down to eventually beat the veteran Daniels, who did his best, but eventually fell to the numbers. So yeah, Briscoes got the victory. And then we move on to the Ring of Honor women's title, where Sumi Sasaki, at least I hope I pronounced that right, versus Tenille Dashwood, the former Emma from WWE, in case there are any that don't know her actual name. WWE missed a boat releasing her. I am so happy for her succeeding in Ring of Honor, even with the shoulder injury she had. She's had a lot of tape on the shoulder. This is a pretty damn good match. I had seen some of Sumi, not a ton, but enough to know that she was really, really good. And her and Tenille had a great back and forth here. There were some nice submissions by Tenille also. There were some nice submissions in general. There was some nice groundwork. There were some really good kicks, some really good chops. There was a power bomb outside by Tenille where she actually slipped under the ring, or slipped under, Sumi's legs, and hit a power bomb to the floor. That was really, apparently power bombs are like that, but hit a nice power bomb to the floor. That was enjoyable. I really did like this. They had nice exchanges and everything. And Sumi kept targeting shoulder, and it was this shoulder. And eventually Tenille passed out to this vicious arm, breaker and stuff like that. And it was really, really it was really, really good stuff. It was a bit out of nowhere. I was a bit surprised that she passed out. Maybe she passed out from the pain. Maybe that was the story they were telling. Sumi got the victory though. Tenille looked strong in defeat because she didn't tap out. She passed out. And that's kind of the way you tell it. You could always add someone else to this match, maybe have a rematch sometime down the road. I think these two could deliver a really good match. Again, this was an enjoyable women's match. It's really nice to see how women's wrestling has been on the rise the past 10 years, and how Ring of Honor is finally, allowing their women to go out and do some more. So, I mean, I know they've had women wrestling for a bit, but it's nice to see the women get featured on their pay-per-views a whole lot more. And this was a really fun match. So far, 3 matches in, we're doing pretty damn well. And then we get to the Ring of Honor TV title match, and you got Punishment Martinez versus Chris Sabin. I've personally always been a fan of Chris Sabin. I think him as a performer, as a single star, was dynamite. And him and Alex Shelley were an incredible tag team for a number of years. Motor City Machine Guns, whether they were in Impact, whether they were in Ring of Honor, didn't matter where they were. They're an incredible tag team. The amount of feuds they had were fan-fucking-tastic. It's a shame that Shelley retired. At least I believe he said he retired. That happened a number of months ago. Sabin cut down the bigger Martinez. I had not seen a ton of Punishment Martinez. I did see him involved in the, all-in over budget battle royal, which was, pretty fun. And he had some nice exchanges there. He's got good size. He does have some really good moves. Sabin obviously was more of the veteran here. Even though Punishment had been wrestling for a lot longer, you could tell Sabin was helping work this match pretty damn well. And it was really, really nice. Sabin was, attacking Martinez's knee, trying to cut him down to size, because how's a smaller guy beat a bigger guy? You cut him down, you cut him down, you cut him down. Punishment used his size and power, kept hitting some big moves. Sabin did chop him down and almost got the victory, but, fell to Punishment's power. Really, really good 3-move combo. And then, 1, 2, 3. And then starts beating down Sabin afterwards. Starts beating him down. And then Jeff Cobb, the former Matanza from Lucha Underground, or is he still Matanza? I don't keep up on Lucha Underground. Somebody let me know in the comments. Who had a really good match against Hiroki Goto at the G1 special in San Francisco in July. Made an appearance and stared down Martinez, and Martinez was like, okay, I just had this tough match. Even though I think it was pretty obvious Martinez was going to get the victory, he was never really in a lot of danger. Okay, then he grabs his chair and hits Cobb, and Cobb just straight up no sells and just looks at him like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy's built like a fucking tank. And Martinez tries to run at him. Cobb just hits this incredible power maneuver. Just great slam. That was really good stuff. And then next title feud, yes please. I think Jeff Cobb getting a shot, and whether he becomes champion or not, who knows? But this was really this was an enjoyable aftermath to a fun match. It wasn't a great match, but it was a fun match. So yeah, Jeff Cobb versus Punishment Martinez, that would certainly be a great feud. And then we get to the tag team tables match, which I knew how this one was going to go just when I saw the participants announce. I go, I know how this is going to go. And I'm not complaining. I'm certainly not complaining. It was decent. It wasn't great. Tables matches are really hard to pull off, especially tag team tables matches. Though the Hardys and the Dudleys have pulled off one really, really well at the Royal Rumble 2000, and Ring of Honor has pulled off their share. They're hard to pull off. Impact has pulled off their share. But when done right, there's some really, really good psychology. You do know how a lot of these are going to end. One thing I do want to say, the ring table where you had the titles all displayed and stuff like that whenever there was a championship match. Who was the blonde in the black dress that was there? Because she was really cute. I don't know who she was. I'm just curious. No Ring of Honor fan that interacted with me seemed to know, so I'm just curious. But anyway, yeah, because I kept eyeing her and say, well, she really is cute. But anyway, Flip started to, you had Flip, and Colt Cabana, hugely over, versus Silas Young and Bully Ray. And Bully Ray's approaching 50. I don't know if he's going to wrestle much longer, but I'll tell you this, he's still one hell of a heel and is able to incite a lot of anger in the crowd. So, Flip starts attacking Bully. When Flip's music hits, attacks him from behind. That was really good stuff. Great way to kick it off. Great double teaming by both duos. There was some good psychology with the tables. You didn't have people go through the tables right away. You did. There was this one point where Bully just kept yelling at Ian and yelling at Ian and yelling at Ian, and eventually Ian just ran down there. I mean, it's not a very big arena, so Ian was able to get down there within like a minute. Handed a chair to Colt Cabana, and Colt cracked Bully with a chair, but then got thrown through that ringside table. So Colt got eliminated, and he got taken to the back. So now it's down to Flip, Silas, and Bully, because when you're eliminated, you have to go to the back. So, and then Ian gets chased off and that kind of stuff. So I guess everybody just hates Bully so damn much in Ring of Honor that even the announcers will try to take a shot at him. That's some really good heat. But, yeah, you had dissension among Silas and Bully at one point because there were some miscommunications, like clothesline and kick, and Silas and Bully started attacking each other, and Flip tried to take advantage, wasn't able to, but then put Bully through a table. Well, Bully kind of went, he really seemed to jack his neck or something by going through that table in the corner, but then he didn't leave the ring because he was down. Well, then Flip manages to put Silas through the table, doing a great top rope splash, but I think it was actually 450. But the referee was down at this point. Referee got knocked down before the referees always get knocked down because you have to tell the story of some heels getting the victories at these shows. And then Bully attacks Flip while the ref is still down, pulls Silas off the broken table, puts Flip on the broken table, and there we go. That was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed that. It was fun for what it was. You had some good stuff with it. It wasn't a great match, but still, you had the heat on. You had Flip get his revenge, but not get the victory. So then you got this story that's being told, and it's a story that kind of branches from All In after Flip had been taken out by being put through a table at the beginning of the over budget battle royal, and then eliminated Bully to earn the Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor title shot later that night. And there was some really, really good stuff, that led up to this. So this was a fun tables match. And then we move on to a backstage segment where while this guy's sweeping up the ring and sweeping up the wood remnants, Tenille is shown backstage holding her shoulder. Her glasses are busted. Her gloves are on the floor. For whatever reason. And it's like she was attacked, but you didn't see who was attacking her. And you had backstage officials tending to her, including BJ Whitmer, who's a great heel for that company. My God, he was a great heel. So damn unlikable, but so damn good. But yeah, don't know who attacked Tenille. Maybe find out on TV. Find out maybe this week. I don't know. I don't know who the hell it would be. Who do you guys think it would be? Let me know in the comments. So 10-man tag, Bullet Club, which consisted of Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to call him Cody Rhodes because I don't fucking care what WWE says. He's Cody goddamn Rhodes. And Marty Scurll, Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks, with a new entrance video, by the way. So, versus Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, Rocky Romero, Beretta, and Chucky T, the best friends, Beretta and Chucky T, representing Chaos. And after all the stuff that happened at New Japan's Destruction in Kobe, with Gato turning on Okada and siding with Jay White, you're wondering, is there going to be more dissension with Chaos? Even though pretty much everybody in Chaos essentially hates Jay White. But we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, this was a really fun match. In fact, I would go so far as to say this is a co-match of the night. Nick Aldis joined on commentary. And during this match, he announced at the NWA show where he's going to have his rematch against Cody. It's going to be 2 out of 3 falls match, and that's going to be really damn fun. Might have to order that. I'll see what that card's like as it gets closer. But yeah, you had Hangman and Ishii facing off. That was some really good stuff. I don't know why you would try to run into Tomohiro Ishii. It's like running into a goddamn tank. Rocky Romero is just incredible in the ring. I mean, and he has been for a number of years. I'm not trying to say like I'm just recently discovering this. Because I did start watching New Japan Live at Wrestle Kingdom 12 this year. But I've seen older stuff of Rocky Romero, and the guy hasn't really changed much. He's like still so damn good. And I think he's in his mid-30s. And the guy is just still so damn smooth in the ring and great on commentary. Him and Kevin Kelly are great on commentary for New Japan. But there was some tension with Bullet Club during this, like some miscues and stuff like that. Like people keep hitting kicks on accident on their partners or whatever. Okada and Cody facing off, and that was some really good stuff. That's a match I want to see at Wrestle Kingdom. That I don't think we're going to get that this year or next year, but that's going to be really a lot of fun whenever we get it, because I know they faced off before, but I'm just saying on a big stage like that it'd be even better. You'd have a lot of dives, so many dives. Chucky T doing a dive from the entranceway, that was really cool. And Ishii even diving. That's how you know that this match was something goddamn special, because it was just a whole lot of fun. Now, yes, did it go a little bit long? Maybe, but the thing is the pay-per-view actually ended at like 8:45, 8:50. I mean, for me, because I'm on the West Coast. So it was only like 2 hours 45, 2 hours and 50 minutes. I was actually thinking it would be a little bit longer. So for a 7-match card, they did well. But anyway, back to the match. This was just really, really good. Brandy did get involved at one point, involved for a little bit as a distraction. Of course, Cody using her as a distraction, or her using herself as a distraction. There were so many spots to call, like really, like this is just one you need to go out and see. Rocky Romero getting in there, hitting some nice hurricanranas, and then hitting the running clotheslines, and then gets, attacked by Bullet Club because suddenly he's in the ring, with all 5 guys. And if you're going to give us an Ishii versus a Adam Page feud, yes, please give us that. That would be really damn good. I would like to see that. Rocky Romero taps to Marty Scurll, as you would expect, and Bullet Club gets a victory. And that's nothing bad. I think it was obvious that it was either going to be Page who was going to take the fall for Bullet Club, or it was going to be Romero. Because I think that's like kind of on the totem pole where it was going to be. And Romero taking a loss isn't any big deal to him. He's still super over. But yeah, that and then Aldis, Cody got on commentary after Aldis had left and said, "Oh, he once had 2 out of 3 falls. Yeah, let's do that." That's going to be a really fun match. So yeah, really fun 10-man tag. And then this is one where it's just going to be I'm going to talk about a couple of my favorite spots, but it's going to be one you really want to go watch. Lethal versus Will Ospreay. This was just tremendous, as you would expect with these guys. Lethal, the veteran who has wrestled for a number of years, number of promotions, and has made his biggest mark in Impact and especially Ring of Honor. Impact horribly misused him in the last couple of years. Thankfully, Ring of Honor picked him up. This guy is fucking tremendous in the ring. Really, really is fucking tremendous. Good groundwork, as you would expect. Lethal obviously has had to adapt his style as he's gone on. Ospreay is still in that crazy mid-20s, early mid-20s, just dive, just, beat your body up and stuff like that. I really hope he takes it a little bit easy because I'm sensing some very Dynamite Kid vibes from him, and I don't want him to end up like that. In a wheelchair, I mean, not necessarily the bitter part, because I don't think he'd end up bitter. But it was a very, very good match. You had some nice dives and agility, as you would expect from any match with Will Ospreay, but he had some good psychology too. They had some dueling chants from the crowd that was cool, some dueling chops. There was one point where the Ring of Honor title, Lethal goes to super kick Will Ospreay, gets out of the way. The Ring of Honor title flies out of the guy's hands, lands in Will Ospreay's hands, and he doesn't let it hit the ground. It looks like he's going to hit Lethal with it and throws it onto the ring floor, or onto the ring apron, not onto the floor, showing your respect to the title. And from there, you had some really, really good exchanges, nice kicks, just some really, really good roundhouse kicks and stuff like that from Ospreay. This was really damn good. This was as classic a main event as you would expect. Even though it was pretty fucking obvious Jay Lethal was going to get the victory, though I will admit they got me once. I was like, ooh, Ospreay might do it. Because there was one point where it looked like he was going to hit the title, hit Lethal with the title. And he didn't. He stopped short, dropped the title, kick, and hit the Oscutter. Looked like he was going to get the victory. He did not. And then right there after that, I go, okay, now he's not going to win for sure. And Lethal, after some good moves and landing on his head at one point as reverse hurricanrana, you had Lethal injection 1, 2, 3, and you had a nice show of respect at the end. Lethal and Ospreay shook hands. There we go. And Ospreay leaves. And then you have the Kingdom with Matt Taven, I believe. I didn't catch the other guy that jumped in to try to help Lethal. I apologize for that. A lot of action was really happening all of a sudden at the end. But Matt Taven displaying a new look. I have seen him before, and he displayed a totally new look. Had a bag, had a purple Ring of Honor title. I am the real Ring of Honor champion. So I imagine we're getting some kind of unification match either in October, November, possibly December. I think you can stretch this out to that point, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to say a B. I'm going to say a B for this. It was, if the last two matches weren't nearly as good, this probably would have been like a C+ show, honestly. Because while good, it wasn't anything extraordinary. But the last two matches were really, really good, and I will say a B for sure. And I'm excited to see what Ring of Honor does for the rest of the year. I don't know if I'm going to watch that many pay-per-views that Ring of Honor has, because it depends if my schedule's free. So anyway, what do you guys think of Death Before Dishonor 2018? Did you guys enjoy it? Do you guys think that Jay Lethal is one of the greatest Ring of Honor world champions of all time? He pretty much is. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. My Twitter handle's in the description. It's been real awesome with Jarmuth, and I will see you soon.